If you're looking to get better product photography lighting at home on a budget, this video is for you. I'm doing a product photography at home series this month, so make sure you are subscribed and watch the whole playlist after this one. One of the cheapest yet most valuable product photography light sources is the sun. Whenever I'm photographing weddings and jewelry details, instead of staying inside, I like to go outside so that I get lighting from one source, the sun, instead of mixing window lighting with incandescent or fluorescent artificial light. I generally like to be in the shade so that my products or jewelry are not blown out, but when it's cloudy outside, the clouds act as my natural shade or diffuser, meaning that the shadows made by the sun become softer and not as deep and sharp. If you can't be outside, the next best thing for product photography lighting is to get as close as you can to a window. What's nice about being indoors is that you can have more control over the amount of sunlight you are using. One product photography lighting hack is to purchase a 5-in-1 diffuser like this one. Just like the cloud outside, it will help soften shadows and lower the intensity of the sunlight. These 5-in-1 diffusers are really gnarly to fold and unfold, but if you want to master the art of folding, I do have a tutorial video right above. In my budget product photography props video, I mentioned that I wish the shadows weren't as dark and deep here. To fix this issue without any extra lighting equipment, one product photography lighting hack is to use a whiteboard or a reflector to reflect some light back to the product, as you can see right here. With product photography, sometimes you just want every inch of your photo to be crisp and in focus like this picture. It's hard to do that when your product is so small like jewelry. That's where photo stacking comes into play. Essentially, you take a photo of every single inch of your product from the closest point to the camera to the farthest point from the camera and merge all your photos together in Photoshop to get one crisp image. In order to make photo stacking or even stop motion look seamless, having steady lighting is so important, and that's why you should consider investing in at least 2 softboxes, and I'll link some below for you to look at. If you guys are enjoying these product photography lighting hacks, please like this video. I put in a lot of time and effort here and it's already 12:49 a.m. But go check out my product photography playlist afterwards and subscribe for more. Okay, if you're looking to let rings shine in your product photography shots, grab a cheap flashlight or even your phone light and shine it on the gems so they reflect. Be careful of the shadows that the flashlight makes and remember the mood you're trying to create. LED lights like soft boxes and this one, which has dials to change the power and temperature, are great steady product photography lights, but sometimes their power just isn't enough and it's time to invest in an off-camera flash like this Young Nuo setup, which is less than $100. If you're photographing a product outside and need to be in the elements like the rain, you can protect your gear with a cheap Ziploc bag or even a grocery bag. Because the light is coming from such a small object as this flash, the images it produces can have harsh shadows and lines. To soften the effect, you can use a pillowcase or a bed sheet on top, or you can even repurpose an old shower curtain if it's fairly whitish. Just make sure you avoid the really gross mildewy parts. If softboxes, LED lights, and flashes scare you, which it totally did me, the next product photography lighting hack that can be more beginner friendly and cheaper than buying separate studio lights is a lightbox. Samtian was kind enough to gift me this 32-inch lightbox. It was huge. It all comes in a bag full of all the things you need, ready for assembly, and allows you to fix the LED lights at the top and position any paper you want inside for a seamless background illuminated with light within a box. Someone in my product photography props and hacks video asked for a simple editing tutorial, so here's one using Photoshop. I usually do take my pictures into Lightroom, but since there's only one here, I just ended up using Photoshop, and I do try starting out with cropping the image and increasing exposure using highlights or lifting shadows. But for the most part, for this image, I'm really just playing around with the hue and the white balance adjustment layers just because it's very blue. I would have probably lifted the shadows a little bit more here just because it ended up kind of dark, but you get the idea. Just play around with the exposure and the hues to make it look more natural. If you're doing product photography for your Etsy shop, e-commerce, or Instagram pretty consistently, I recommend purchasing your own lightbox. But if you're saving up for one, you can also DIY your own out of Amazon boxes, transfer paper, and duct tape. I'll link a tutorial for a DIY lightbox down below. When using a light box, don't be afraid to play around with the direction of the lighting and how far you bring the light in. As you watch, see how the shadows change depending on the distance or direction I bring the lamp in from. The closer the lamp gets to the white transfer paper, the bigger the light source becomes, making the shadow softer. Once you figure out your product photography lighting situation, you'll probably want some product photography props and backgrounds that aren't too expensive. Good thing I got you guys with a whole playlist. Make sure you subscribe and watch this product photography at home on a budget playlist next.